Could you get excited about a vehicle that accesses 3 billion potential customers and clients for your direct sales or network marketing business? Facebook is that vehicle. And if you don't feel that you are utilizing it strategically, that's what we're going to talk about in the next 5 videos. And today we're talking about showing up as an expert in your field on your personal Facebook profile. I'm Michelle Fox, founder of Boss Babes Online. I invite you to join us in our private group on Facebook. And of course, I would ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well so you don't miss anything. But what I want to focus on is 5 strategies that I personally have used to shift my business from very small time, very local, to basically that of a public figure, an influencer. I've got customers and clients from literally around the world, and you can too. There are some very simple shifts that you can make, and you could make a decision to do it in a day. This is video 1 in a series of 5 videos. And like I said, we're going to talk about shifts that you can make to show up as an expert in your field. Before I tell you the exact steps to take on Facebook, I want to talk just in terms of mindset. It is really important that you recognize that you are a resource, a go-to person for your customers and clients in your industry. So I'm in the beauty industry. So when people have questions about makeup, skincare, order of application, ingredients, I want them to think of me as a viable resource that they can turn to. I want them to think of me right away first before a Google search. And the first step for making that happen is for you to shift your thinking from being in direct sales and feeling like you're begging for sales or you're begging for hostesses, to shift that to where you're offering that you are an expert in your field, you have an excellent product or opportunity or service, and you are offering that in a professional, confident manner to those that you are exposed to, both in person and online. We could talk for a long time about how that needs to happen in person. And I encourage you to choose to believe and accept that you are an expert, even if you're brand new. You know more than the average person does about the business that you chose to sign up under. I can guarantee it, even if you're new. If someone asks you a question and you don't know the answer, your response can be, that is a really good question. I appreciate you thinking about that. And I'm going to find out for both of us. I'll get back to you. Should I text you or email you with the solution? But don't be like, I don't know. I'm brand new. Oh, gosh, I'm in a challenge. I have 10 people try my products and I've only got 2, who can help me? We need to shift that from where we are sort of down here, like asking for help slash begging, to where we're up here and we are confident and we are on fire and we are an expert in our field and we are offering an opportunity to people that are in our sphere to try our products or understand more about our services. The shift in your thinking has to happen first. But I want to talk about Facebook specifically. So that's where we're going to go. So, one of the very first things that you can do is to change your profile picture. It may be a seatbelt selfie, it may be of your dogs, or it might even be of a sunflower. But let's shift that to a really nice looking headshot, head and shoulders of you looking your best, hair done, outfit that you feel comfortable and confident in, that the colors are flattering. If you wear makeup, have your makeup slamming. You want to present a professional and approachable image. So you want to be smiling. I see way too many where the look is very, very serious, but we want to be friendly and approachable and professional. That is a simple change that you can make right away. You can take a picture on your phone or you can have somebody else do it for you. But that is literally something you could do right now. And it would start the shift. It would start people seeing that something is changing in how you're presenting yourself on social media. That would be the first thing. Then you may want to consider changing the setting of your personal profile, that's your original account, the one that where you see where you went to school and where you were born and all that stuff, you may want to change that setting from private to public. If you have small children, you may not want to do that. There may be some other situations where you would be hesitant to do that. But I strongly encourage you that if you don't have those situations, to become a public figure. When everybody can find you and get a peek at your personal life, that is going to start drawing people to your business in ways that you can't even understand yet. But that is a simple first couple of steps to change your profile picture and to change your settings from private to public. You can also start thinking about, is there a certain color that you tend to use frequently, or do you have a favorite color, or is there a color that is sort of representative of what you do? So when you're in the health industry, a lot of times people will use green for health. If you have a daycare, you might use baby blue and light pink or something like that. If you have a certain personality quirk or type, so if you are very exuberant and you're known to be the life of the party, maybe you want bold primary colors. But think about colors that you could start using consistently, because that also starts to present you in a more professional manner. So picture this, that your profile has changed and your banner is changing now to where maybe it was a picture of your family vacation or something, to where it's a really nice looking, solid color background with a business statement or a tagline or a logo, something that would identify who you are and what you do. If you have any friends that are realtors, take a look at their profile, banner, and picture, because I can almost guarantee that they're going to have something set up that's very professional. It's still their personal profile, but they are letting people know, this is who I am, this is what I do. And they're letting them know in a very tasteful, professional way. So that would be another thing to consider. Also, I think that it is to your advantage when people can see at a glance what you're all about and get the relevant information right away. So there's a way that you can view your personal profile as a visitor. So I would click on that and look at what pops up, okay? So if we change your profile picture to something that is very professional and we change your banner to something that represents your business, how about we then put your social media handles where you have a business presence? So maybe you have a LinkedIn account and an Instagram. Maybe you even have a YouTube channel or a website. We have those available front and center for people to find and access, and maybe even get rid of some of the extraneous material. Do they really need to know where we went to high school? Do they need to know our favorite groups, or what are some of the other things that show up on there? It seems like there's so many questions that you can answer now, and some people choose to feature that as soon as somebody lands on your page. But they can click on the about section and find more about you. But what we want to feature, it would behoove you as a business person to keep that really sparse, to keep it specific, and looking very professional and clean and sharp and easily accessible. If there's just 4 different things that they can click on your social media handles and your website, that is a lot simpler and easier than if it was like 2 pages of information about you and your history and your background. Not that that's not important, but the shift that's happening is that instead of using Facebook as a personal pastime, we are leveraging the power of that social media platform to shift the perception of others around us, so that they see us now as a professional, an expert in our field. Another way that you can, really walk in that you can really show them what you're about, what you know, what you can offer, is to even post on your personal profile tips and suggestions, or, did you know that? Not a sales pitch, not anything asking for a party or, team building or anything like that, but just there are little things that you know, or you've heard, or you've been trained, or you've looked up that you can share that you might think people know, but they don't, because not everybody has your background, your expertise in that field. So again, mine is beauty. I could just throw something out there like, hey, did you know that you need to replace your mascara every 3 months? I did not know that. And the more I understand why, the more committed I am. There are eyelash mites, all capitals, living in your mascara. I could just share that. It's kind of funny. It tells you a little bit about me, that yes, I have beauty knowledge. It is helpful for those that didn't know that. So, in the same manner, uh, think about what you are posting. I would suggest, and I know this is delicate, I would suggest that you remove things that are controversial, such as political statements and religious judgments. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying, "Hey, I'm praying for so and so," or "I need prayer for so and so." But if you are judging, if it's like, well, if you're not going to church, you will surely go to hell. That kind of stuff, and I've seen it. Get rid of it. If it is at all lewd or sensual, or if it's gossip, or if it may not be true, or if a majority of people don't share that belief, get rid of it. I'm not saying you can't still think that way, but share those moments with people in person, or maybe through email or through some other source. But if we want to leverage Facebook, which that's what this is about, we want to shift from being a casual user where it's just about us, letting our hair down, letting the world know what we're all about in our personal lives. We're shifting to that of a professional image where we still give people a glimpse of our lives, our kids, our pets, our vacations, but we're coming at it from a very respectable, a very approachable, appealing way. So imagine Oprah's Facebook page, if she has one, her Facebook profile. She's still going to talk about, Stedman and the dogs and Weight Watchers and all these different things. And she can be very, very casual and, makeup off and all of that. But she's not going to be on there gossiping or saying something slanderous, or saying something that makes people that don't believe the same way as she does feel less than. She is going to have everything be very, what's the word? Like, not just politically correct, but something that really appeals to the masses. And I don't mean that you can't have firm convictions, and I don't want that misinterpreted. But when you are in business, all right, here's an example. So when people ask if they can put like political signs in my yard, I hesitate, because I've got friends that are Republicans. I've got customers that are Republicans. I've got customers that are Democrats. I've got customers that are liberal. I've got, and I don't want, because some people are so passionate, I don't want them to see a certain sign and think, well, I'm not doing business with her anymore. And that happens. Okay. Now, you might feel like, well, my politics are really important to me. My religion is really important to me, more important than my business. What I'm offering to you is that if you want to use Facebook as a way to connect with more people, as a way to show up as an expert, as a helpful person in your field, you may need to sacrifice sharing your opinion on everything on Facebook. I'm just putting that out there, okay? And in the same vein, if you are constantly talking about the national corporate brand that you signed up under, if that is your banner, and if those are your pictures, and if that is the conversation that you lead most of the time about the things that you sell and the things that you do and having parties and all of that, first of all, Facebook does not want you doing that on your personal profile. It is not for selling or recruiting. And if Facebook, the powers that be, see that, they'll shut it down. Second of all, your friends and family aren't there to be sold to. They're there to communicate with you, get to know you better, tell you about their life, and read more about your life. So it's a delicate balance. Yes, we want to show up as a professional, helpful expert, but no, we don't want to be perceived as spammy or pushy or, everything is about my direct sales company. Always, always, always. Other people do not have the warm fuzzy that you do about the company that you signed up under. I'm not saying that your company isn't fabulous, but you loved it enough to make a commitment and to represent it. Other people probably don't feel the same way. They probably don't have that passion, or they don't have that passion yet about that company. And frankly, they will never have the kind of passion toward a company that they will about you, a person. And so, again, I would rather present myself as a helpful beauty expert here to train and serve and help and answer your questions than I'm selling such and such beauty product. That is part of who I am, but it's not all of who I am. And if that's all that people see, they are turned off by that. That's just how it is. So rethink what you're posting, what your banner is, what your pictures are. Think, how does it look to those that are popping into your page and seeing it, or they become your friend, your Facebook friend, and they, click on your page, or I always call it a page, but what is it? Your profile. They click on there and they're looking at your stuff, and all they see is things about your products. It's just a yucky feeling, frankly. You want them to want to be there. You want them to want to learn more about you. If you've never thought about personal branding yourself rather than your company, I know that a lot of these thoughts are uncomfortable because they're so different than how we typically think. Typically, when we sign up into direct sales network marketing, we are so excited to be part of that company that's all we're thinking. We want that logo plastered on everything, and we want that, on our jacket and on our stationery and all these different things. But we have to think in terms of what the viewers are thinking. How do they perceive that? How does that make them feel? So there's something to be said for presenting yourself as an expert in your field rather than just relying on what you sell or what you do. Hopefully that is starting to make sense. So this is just the beginning. This is just like these are some initial steps that you can take. And even these small steps, you could do them today, but these steps people will notice. You will be surprised, but someone will say to you like, "Hey, what's going on? All of a sudden, did you get like a promotion? Is there something new happening in your business? Did you sign up into a new business? Because you're looking so sharp, everything, wow, I didn't even know you had a website. I didn't know you had a YouTube channel." You will start getting that kind of feedback, and that's when you know that you're on the right path. Okay. So this is just the beginning. This is strategy number 1 of leveraging the power of Facebook to grow your business. And what we are doing is we're shifting our personal profile from that of just a casual user to an expert in your field. You want to show up like you're all that. And the first thing that needs to happen is that you need to think that you're all that in a good way. You need to realize that, yes, you do know more about your field than the general public. And yes, you can provide answers, and you have resources that you can go to provide answers that you don't have at the tip of your tongue. You want your friends and family to think of you when they think of whatever genre you're in, whatever field you're in. So if it's health, if it is fitness, if it's like beauty, or if it's food, you want them to think of you when they think of that genre or that niche. You need to come to mind. And so we're starting to build that by shifting the look and feel of your personal profile on Facebook. So this is the first video in a series of 5, and each one builds on the next. So get excited, because every video is going to continue expanding the new version of you, and it will serve you well, I promise, because I've seen it happen over and over. So If you got anything out of this video, I would ask you to give it a thumbs up, share it with somebody else who would benefit from it. And please don't forget to subscribe to Boss Babes Online. We're on a mission to get to at least 1,000 subscribers ASAP. And I know we can do it. So thanks so much for your time and attention. I will see you in the next video where we will learn even more about the strategic use of Facebook to grow your business.